Tetris has evolved and it's insane. Can we watch it? Do you guys want to watch this?
This.
This! Fire ass video. I know it's gonna be a fire video if it's gonna start with this.
Is Tetris.
Okay.
And this is modern Tetris.
Like just as often.
Oh no, if Vince had that T-spin, that would have been a T-spike!
There's no way Vince survives that.
Bro.
Oh my god! This is alive!
It's nuts! That's
Bro.
criminal! What?
Vince is still alive!
Vince.
Most people think of Tetris
Vince
as a
did it
simple
again.
puzzle game, but over the past few decades, it's evolved into one of the fastest, most competitive, and most brutally unforgiving esports.
My fucking god, you know what? I'm gonna say it, dude. There is nothing more rage baiting than somebody being like actually genuinely toxic in Tetris. Of all the games to be like fucking toxic in, dude, Tetris, dude. Like it actually rage baits me.
On the planet.
To keep the owl alive. And that is quite a spike.
But before we can dive right in to this fascinating world of modern competitive Tetris, we should first talk about the basics.
What is modern
The
Tetris?
first thing you'll notice about modern Tetris is that it's insanely fast. Unlike the NES or Game Boy
Oh
versions,
my god, I feel so slow. Is that really how fast other people are? Dude, maybe I'm
about the basics. The first thing you'll notice about modern Tetris is that it's insanely fast.
Oh my
Unlike the
god.
NES or Game Boy versions, where pieces
It's not sped up. I promise you, it's not sped up. If you go to like high elo, oh my god, high elo Tetris. Oh my god, I want to kill myself in game. Okay, I'm not joking. If you go in high elo Tetris, it's so fast to the point where the viewer doesn't even know what's going on. I'm actually serious. S plus Tetrio game. No, I'm serious. Look at this. Average here, 28 views 2 years ago. Forget it. Here. Like, I don't understand! I actually don't understand! Like, I don't understand how people are this fast! I actually don't! I feel like every time I watch these videos, I feel so shit. Like I feel like I should be better at the game. I feel like I should be better and be able to do this. I don't know. Am I wrong for that? I have no desire to be ever this good at Tetris. I don't blame you. It's literally not for everybody. What the f- What the f- I found your Discord DMs, Demi. Yeah, I don't have my DMs open for anybody. Sorry, friend. Jesus Christ, man.
fell slowly, and every placement was permanent.
Will you do a
Modern
Tetris stream to me?
players
No, please don't say this to me because the moment I start,
far
you will
more
not
control.
see me end, and
hard drop
it's
pieces
a
instantly.
scary
Rotate them in ways
thing.
that would be impossible in the old games. And even save one for later using.
You any good at Minesweeper? Oh yeah, I love Minesweeper.
Completely changes
Oh my god, dude, how old am I?
the game.
Yo, what's up,
Classic
Forsen?
Tetris, while impressive in
Hi.
its own right, is all about survival.
An eyepiece would be helpful, but guess what? We are running into a drought, the hallmark of this event. He is now in survival mode.
Oh no.
Bart, that's incredibly smart. The well is now open. Does he get the long bar? Yes, he does.
Oh
But
sh.
modern Tetris is about speed, precision, and relentless aggression.
Old Tall, who is currently just outside of the top 64 bubble, will likely shoot to around top 40. So those will probably be...
Wait. There's Tetris esports? Guys, is Tetris esports? Is that actually a genuine thing?
the updates to look for.
What?
The additional layer of modern Tetris as a 1v1 multiplayer game creates a fascinating game to watch. In a head-to-head game, you're able to focus on the single-player aspect and watch an elegant puzzle unfold.
Going into a PC game from both players.
Deme, those S+ players probably haven't touched grass and seen sunlight in
At
years.
the same time,
I'm
though,
sure Dracula has a better social life than these people. You touch grass too much, Deme.
5 full clears in a row! Oh,
zoom
off!
you realize there's another whole layer of complexity entirely. Things like how safe or dangerous is your board state.
Candy Crush has tournaments too? Shut
The accepting
up!
of your opponent's garbage to give yourself more material to try to spike out your opponent. And the split-second decisions that you have to make to try to downstack and open your well under the pressure of knowing your opponent's about to send another attack. Every single
Oh,
line,
he's too slow.
every
Wessel is
placement,
dead. Wessel is
every
dead.
placement matters.
Wow.
As a top 100 Tetris player in the US and top 600 worldwide, I want to show you the hidden depth and spectacle that is modern Tetris, and why it's way more interesting than it might seem on the surface. So to try to understand what's happening in a high-level match, first, we need to cover the fundamentals.
Oh my god.
Single-player Tetris is a very simple game. To give a quick rundown on the controls, you can move pieces to the left or to the right.
You know what? I'm gonna say it right now. Without Tetris and Facebook, I feel like not many people would have been caring about Tetris. I'm gonna skip this because like, oh, it's just a rundown. Okay. Okay, let's skip. I'm sorry, but I'm skipping this because like, dude, everybody knows about single player Tetris and multiplayer Tetris if you already watch me. Yeah, FB Tetris was so fun. Oh my god. I'm so sad.
The thing about multiplayer Tetris is that there's a pretty high skill floor. Before you can even start playing around with all these competitive concepts, you need at least a decent grasp of stacking. Without this fundamental skill, your downfall will be yourself, without an opponent even in the picture. But once you learn basic stacking, that's when the game really opens up and becomes
Wait,
a much
stacking?
more
What the
rewarding
f is
game.
stacking?
Since Tetris is a 1v1 game, without any real explicit instructions, every player begins to play in their own unique way. I'll cover 4 main
Building?
categories of playstyles.
Let's
that
go to get 2
are not
months.
exclusive of one another.
Planning your moves? Oh I'm not that far in then. Guys, I'm not good enough if I don't know what this is. I'm cooked? I'm actually cooked.
The first 2 playstyles are the more offensive ways to play Tetris.
Oh
Focus on many lines and
Flying
topping
Tomato
out
to
your
get 22
opponents
months?
through
I have
attacks
no
you stack
anything about
yourself.
this.
Firstly, we have opener means. These players
Bah.
lean on the consistency of what's called the 7 bag. The 7 bag is another defining rift between modern and classic Tetris. In classic Tetris, the pieces that you place are generated randomly, which makes stacking much more unpredictable. Sometimes you'll end up with too many O pieces, or need a specific piece for a dependency on the board that never comes.
Oh my god,
And
that's
most
the
notably
most squares
are
I've
droughts,
ever seen
which is
before.
the reason you see so many clips where players have a Tetris ready, but the eyepiece never comes. Modern Tetris uses a randomizer called the 7 bag, which is called this because there's 7 different pieces in Tetris.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say to Tenzin, but I'm so fucking stupid, sorry.
The way it works is that the first 7 pieces you receive will be one of each of the 7 pieces in a random order. Once these 7 pieces have all been cycled through, the next bag will start with each of the 7 pieces in another random order. This pattern continues forever and is the reason why top players will almost always have an attack ready, as they are playing 3, 4, or even 5 pieces per second and will cycle through an
Wait, they memorized it? Is that why they can be this fast? What?
entire bag in about 2 seconds. Because the piece order is predictable, players have popularized ways to optimize the first few bags and create setups with the highest chance of knocking out their opponents. These openers are called kill openers and are notorious in the lower to even mid ranks, as they can
I
send
fucking hate people who like abuse the
more
shit.
than 20 lines, more than a full board's worth of garbage, and players at these ranks are not ready to cancel them. The second category of players are what are known as striders. Striders are all about speed. These players will sacrifice efficiency to maximize their PPS, or pieces per second. Their main goal is to drown you in attacks.
You know, when you talk about nerd this is like nerd The level of, this is like genuine like nerd
idea is, if they're playing faster than you, it doesn't
This
matter
is like
if some of
genuine
their play
things that
is
like.
inefficient. You'll be under pressure the entire time. The latter two playstyles are more on the defensive end, and they're more focused on survival and finding an opening for an attack. The third type of player is what's known as a plonker.
What the f
This player
What the f did he call me?
is the opposite of a strider. They play slow on purpose, and their goal is to tank clean garbage and then turn it into a huge counter spike. They play patiently and defensively, and win
Wait, that's actually me though. I'm a plonker. Wait, that's what I do. That's what I try to do at least. Oh my god. I'm a plonker.
by waiting for you to overextend. The fourth type of playstyle is what's known as infinite downstacking. Instead of chasing Tetrises and T-spins, these players will clear garbage and get down to the bottom as fast as possible, sending singles, doubles, triples, and any combo that will keep their board low, while never leaving yourself vulnerable. With this kind of playstyle, they're sending many small attacks, which end up as cheese on their opponent's boards. This kind of playstyle works much better at the lower ranks, where players are not efficient in their downstacking. And as you climb to higher ranks, people will start sending attacks that you cannot survive without having attacks to cancel. You'll notice that focusing solely on one playstyle has weaknesses. For opener mains, the mid-game is a challenge, as their relative skill level to their rank is usually much lower. For striders, efficiency
You'd see this so much in my rank right now. Like
and clean
insanely
stacking
amount.
decisions are often lacking. For plonkers, speed
Hi,
and
Lask.
building quick attacks when their opponent is not sending clean can be an issue. And finally, infinite downstackers' lack of Tetrises and T-spins often lead to not having cancellation material when spiked or kill potential when they're trying to spike. This is why, at the top level, players are mostly well-rounded in all of these areas, and use whichever one is most suited that they're in. The start of the round is almost always with an
I
opener
shall.
to maximize the
What
attacks
shall
you
I
can
get,
produce
guys?
with
What
the
shall I
first
get for
few
myself?
bags. If your opponent is in a dangerous position and don't have any big attacks to send to you, striding is your best bet to pressure and try to find that final push to top them out. Conversely, if your opponent has big
Clothes,
attacks
okay.
ready, plonking is
Thanks.
good to set you up for a massive counter spike. And finally, if you're the one cheesed up and in danger, being proficient in downstacking and swiftly opening up your well is a crucial skill to have to survive the next barrage of attacks.
Wow.
In every competitive esport, it's not just the high-level gameplay that real spectators in, but the storylines and player identities that make it even more compelling.
Stewie.
Stories like how players made their way through the bottom of the losers bracket and clawed their way to a championship title, or seeing two
Stewie
contrasting
20K.
personalities and playstyles meet, or
Oh my god, fuck this clip, man. This is disgusting.
some of the most iconic moments in esports history.
What was that? Baker with a huge...
One of the best games to showcase this is Super Smash Bros. Melee. At the top level, electric to watch different
shall
characters
buy
and matchups.
Two
For
jackets.
example, Heavy Boss versus Mango, who have a long rivalry against each other and play in completely different ways. But you can simplify it even down to players playing the same character. Take Nun versus Wizrobe. Both of these Captain Falcon players play the
You know what? This background noise when it comes to like making video essays is one of my favorites.
same character with the same moveset, yet approach them in polar opposite ways. Take a look at how the same down throw leads to entirely different
It's
follow-ups,
fire.
depending on who's holding the controller.
Selfie, thank you so much for the 5 months. Oh, disgusting.
Tetris is just as fascinating.
Almost
Even though each
Primbus
player is given
Blah.
the same exact sequence
Thank
of pieces,
you.
the way they see patterns,
Guys, are you guys
field
excited for
stacks,
Christmas,
and
this year or nah?
prioritized decisions can look
Be honest.
completely different. Some players value keeping their board as clean and flat as possible, while others take riskier routes to squeeze out that little bit of extra damage. The beauty of this game
Yes,
is that there
no,
isn't
not
just
really,
one correct
nah. A
solution.
little.
Multiple
Demi, you
paths
should buy
can work,
corn
and
dogs.
it's
Oh
those
my god, don't talk to me about that, please. I'm trying to fight an addiction and trying to lose weight.
different paths that give each player a signature
I have
style.
days off then, so
Compared to
yes.
classic Tetris, where player
Ah,
expression is
Foxy,
mostly limited to
hello,
how
good
you handle
morning.
awkward
Are you
key
locked in for the
sequences.
Europe tournament?
Whether you risk your board for big Tetrises, modern
Unfortunately,
Tetris,
this will not help me, and this is literally something that will not help me when it comes to the Europe tournament, because Erob could not get the permissions to do Tetrio, so we have to do Tetris Effect, which is capped towards a certain like movement speed, so you can't actually play this fast when it comes to Tetris Effect. So it is what it is. nobody is actually gonna be that fast in the Tetris Effect game.
More specifically, uncapped versions
Which is
like
technically
Tetris
a
and
good
Tetris
thing, so that
and
not
possibly high
one
skill
person can
ceilings.
dominate in
Players
a
aren't just
friendly
racing for
stream.
space against decision
300 jackets.
To bring it back to Smash, this is similar to why many fans find Melee to be such a compelling spectator esport compared to newer titles like Ultimate. Both games run deep, but Melee's fast-paced nature and added movement options allow for radically different combos and player expression. In the same
And you could get a really good one with a $400. Shut up, Commander.
way, Modern Tetris gives competitors the freedom to showcase their own fingerprints through speed, creativity, and adaptation, making every high-level match feel completely unique. Take Firestorm, for example, one of the greatest striders of all time. At his peak, he could outclass almost
Yeah, but you know
everyone
any
through
about
sheer
the new VTuber that just debuted it? I don't. I'm so sorry. This is so rude, but I don't watch any VTubers.
speed and overwhelm
much,
his
other than
opponents
Friends,
with
and that's it.
non-stop pressure. Watching Firestorm felt less like a head-to-head match and more like a single-player showcase of mastery. He was that dominant, to the point where he even made an appearance on the news.
And he just broke a world record in Tetris.
Oh, he looks so cute!
Walking down the
Oh
aisle,
my
this is
lord.
what I see.
Ready, Russ?
Out of the corner of my eye.
Then there's CZ Small, the undisputed king of Season 1 Tetrio. Famous for his quirky habit of triple rotating his pieces, CZ set the standard for efficiency. His board states were always immaculate, to the point where it felt like it was nearly impossible to take a round off of him. And when he finally decided to close out a game, his burst play was devastating. Today, the crown belongs to Diao, the current best player in the world. He's won every recent tournament and is known for his LST stacking and overwhelming offense. But
Oh
what
my
really set him
God!
apart was his down stacking. The entire rounds can flip in an instant when he unleashes what the community now calls a
Oh my god.
Diao stack.
What?
These rounds can flip in an instant defense.
That's
Which is what the
disgusting.
community now calls a Diao stack.
That's actually
These are
disgusting.
massive, board-clearing combos that turn defense into offense in a spectacular fashion. And then you have Vince HD, once known primarily for his blazing speed, but watch him for one set and your mind will be blown, as his misdrop vision and survival instincts are like no other player.
Oh my god, I used to watch Vince HD. It's insane.
And these are just a few names. A few other top players I'll mention are Gohan, whose Season 2 all-spin striding is redefining the game.
Exactly how long it takes to get to that next quad.
Promo, with his bread and butter 6-3 stacking.
Back out. Promo's got the center wheel garbage.
Yeah, Vince HD is Filipina.
And Caboozled by, because did someone say MK? The beauty of competitive Tetris is that you don't just recognize players by their names, you recognize them by their decisions, their
What?
tendencies, and their unique approach to solving the puzzle.
It's too crazy right now. Look at this.
What? Is that a mid-game Trinity?
Watching two aggressive players go head-to-head is like a lightning-fast game of ping-pong, with clean garbage flying back and forth at insane speeds. But put an aggressive player against a defensive one, and suddenly it's a tense game of chess. Patience versus pressure, risk versus reward. And that's the magic of the competitive scene. It's not just about who wins, but how they win and what their playstyle says.
Expensive
at this
if you want
I've
like
covered a lot
new
of the base
things
fundamentals.
included to your
Really
like
just the
3D
bare
avatar.
minimum you need to follow along.
Thank
in
you
a
so
high-level
much.
Tetris match. But honestly, this is just scratching the surface. The depth of modern Tetris goes way beyond just clean stacking and knowing when to downstack. Top players have entire libraries of setups burned into their muscle memory. Dozens of T-spin setups, creative spins for every piece, and the ability to instantly adjust based on their cue. To most people, their boards look like pure chaos, but in reality, almost every placement is intentional. One thing that blew my mind when I first learned about it was a concept called counting to 4. This basically just means to stack 4 lines to clear your Tetris, but you have to be wary about the residue it leaves over. This is especially important to continue to build up back-to-back, which put simply, gives you bonus attack power, but try doing this when you're getting
Oh
pressured
my
and trying to stay
God.
alive. That's insanely difficult. But if you watch top players closely,
Jesus
you'll see that they're
Christ.
constantly doing this, always keeping their back-to-back chain alive. If you really want to see how deep this game goes, I recommend watching top players and asking yourself, why did they stack that way? Pay attention to not just the board, but to their upcoming cue. You'll start noticing patterns and decisions that make their gameplay seem much more intentional than it might first appear.
Guys, this is literally me when I play Tetris.
If you'd like me to make a follow-up video that go a little deeper into these concepts, let me know down in the comments. Before I wrap up, I should mention that most of this video has been about Tetris.
Stop saying LOL!
Spinning is so much fun, but you have to practice a lot to be very precise in
Tetris
landing it
effect!
properly.
Has its own quirks, communities.
I thought this
and
was your
competitive
gameplay
scenes,
dummy. I
which are
know,
all
I
worth
know, I
exploring
know.
If you're curious. I originally decided to make this video because I've seen a lot of attention on classic Tetris in the mainstream media. While that's awesome, I also wanted to highlight a different side of the game, one that I find just as competitive and just as compelling. Thank you guys for watching, and who knows?
That was a
maybe
good
I'll see
video.
you
I
on
like
the
this video.
competitive
That was a
ladder
nice one.
someday.
That was nice. That was nice. I liked it. I like it. 7.1k views, by the way. That was nice. Like it.